The idea that she has sponsorships and is making money from these corporations that claim to be woke and to care about all of these different groups of people and to care about mental health and awareness, allowing her to be a spokesperson for any of their products is ridiculous, right? She has said disgusting things to me in the past, disgusting things to other Black conservatives, has harassed Trump supporters for 4 years.
Hey ladies and gentlemen, today I got a quick interesting video. Do you remember like back in the day you had all these kids, like the popular kids, usually rich, because if you're rich, there's a bigger chance you're popular when you're in school and everything, and everybody was bullying you. It's just them. It's just the way they are, you know? It was a normal thing. We saw it on TV, how they treat people as if that I'm more powerful than you, I have more privilege, I help more. Woo! Oh, I was supposed to do like this. Sorry. You get my point, right? It was a messed up situation. But it was cool back then. If you can tease people the right way. Do you remember like Britney Spears back in the day when we saw her bald? How everybody was laughing about it. But have you seen the documentary? You remember how bad that was? I remember everybody was joking. Everybody was laughing about it. And I was kind of in love with Britney Spears. But then I was like, why would a woman go that crazy?
You've had a rough year. You've had a year that would test a lot of people. Illness in the family.
Where were the adults in the room? Why did adults allow this to happen? Why didn't adults say something? Why didn't someone stand up and say, hey, what you're doing here is really wrong, Diane Sawyer. What you're doing here is really wrong, tabloids. You're trying to break the spirit of a young girl. Many can argue that they were successful in breaking her spirit.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Ah, weird. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hello. Ew. Strong Brittany. Yeah, it was a weird time. Ew. I'm embarrassed. Can we stop this?
Why would people interview her in a way that when she started crying on TV, it was a successful job? It didn't make any sense. And I believe a lot of these gangster ladies that actually promote this way of talking, like kill yourself, because we hear a lot of privileged people say that, like, why don't you kill yourself? You're sucking the air. You don't deserve it and all those stuff. You know how they talk. And for some reason, this Chris Teigen keeps popping up in my feed. And I'm like, what the heck does this woman do? I didn't even know who this woman was. But she's like the woke princess. And she knows what she wants, you know, and she will tell you how it feels. And if you are a bad redneck conservative, she's gonna go after you. And I'm like, damn, woo, I just found out. Not that popular in my world, guess that's good for me. But the point is, a big person on the conservative side called her out, Candace Owen. And she pointed out how vile she could be in the DMs. Let's see the video.
Which leads me to Chrissy Teigen. If you've been following me on social media over the last week, you have seen that I have led an effective campaign for people to examine the long history of abuse that Chrissy Teigen has enacted against young women. I'm not talking about mean tweets. I don't want this to get mixed up, people to go, oh, well, people have to toughen up. It's mean tweets. No.
Yeah, we're talking about people below the 18. If you are a lady and you're going into the DMs of children, supposedly in most people's eyes, because it seems she doesn't believe that, and you're gonna tell them to kill yourself, I think that there's something sick. There's something sick in your head. You know, this is the type of woman that go after Trump, but then again, now they look like Trump. And I'm like, you're all the same. With a beautiful poker face, but you're all the same.
Candace Owens is coming for Chrissy Teigen after Twitter revealed her bullying ways. Teigen has been under fire over her tweets, which has been resurfacing online. The 35-year-old was called out for cyberbullying Courtney Stodden when the reality star was just a teen. Stodden said she was attacked by the model, receiving multiple hateful and abusive tweets. Teigen has since publicly apologised for her comments from a decade ago. Teigen said she had also privately reached out to Stodden but had received no response. Stodden was quick to shut that down, accepting her apology, but revealing Tegan actually has her blocked on Twitter and that she did not receive a private apology.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I hope that's not true. I hope that's not true.
No, I am talking about Chrissy Teigen's pointed harassment and attempt to convince young teenagers to commit suicide. I'm talking about suicide. I'm asking the question, how is it possible that for so long she has attacked young women like Courtney Stodden? If you don't remember Courtney Stodden was a 16-year-old girl who married a 51-year-old girl and became a 51-year-old man, and became a celebrity virtually overnight because she was effectively being groomed and the cameras couldn't look away. And during that time, Chrissy Teigen, then approximately 26 or 27 years old, an adult woman who was dating an A-list celebrity, engaged to an A-list celebrity, slid into her DMs and told her she should just commit suicide.
And you have to remember this. You have to remember this. She's a nice person.
Her Cravings kitchen line recently lost a massive deal with Bloomingdale's due to her ongoing bullying scandal. Owens has also pointed out other celebrities that Teigen has cyberbullied, which include Demi Lovato, Lindsay Lohan, Sarah Palin, Mariah Carey, and more.
And the weird thing is, she's like the princess of cancel culture. That's the weirdest thing. So how can you be the princess of cancel culture when people just say things that hurt feelings of other people, but at the same time you're telling somebody to kill themselves? If somebody would say to my son to kill themselves, should I consider that like a death threat? Can I respond as if it was a death threat? Of course, I'm gonna tell my son to turn it off. But what if he killed himself? Only then she might go to prison because she just assumed. Like they assumed the robbery was gonna happen, but he never went out with the toy out of the store, so the robbery didn't happen. Are we gonna be that technical? I find it just weird. Would the left give a pass? And the other one for the most littlest mistake is like, oh my God, burn on the cross, you... Okay, they don't say the N-word, but you get my point.
Chrissy Teigen is the truest example of your ability to forgive, and that she is so hard to forgive. You have to understand, it's not just about Stoddard. Teigen is the Susan B. Anthony of cancel culture. She relished punching down at anyone, and with her millions of followers, she would have them swarm. It just wasn't on a celebrity. She would happily ruin anybody's day. And remember, she was a model married to a massive singer who would do this, but she still got off on the power, and that power infected her followers, who also enjoyed the entertaining. She was a true mean girl.
She publicly said the same, by the way. She publicly said to Courtney Stodden via tweet that she fantasizes about her being dead. She fantasizes about her being 6 feet in the ground. She called it a dirt nap. This was fine. For years, Courtney Stodden has been speaking out, saying that this woman, while I was young and vulnerable, tried to convince me to kill myself. And it turns out Courtney Stodden wasn't the only one. She also did this to Lindsay Lohan, mocking 2009 Lindsay Lohan had a real suicide attempt. She slit her own wrists. Chrissy Teigen thought that was funny. She told her she likely slits her wrists some more every time she sees Emma Stone, another A-list redheaded actress. I guess that's funny, mocking the attempted suicide of a young woman. It goes on and on. She told Sarah Palin that she should shoot herself in the face. This has been allowed.
Is that the type of people that are allowed to say that and nobody says anything? Get endorsement money and all this stuff and still she doesn't get anything? Does that make any sense? Anybody that says anything that doesn't respect the life of another person? And I know maybe back then when she said it, it didn't mean a lot because it was quite normal to say those stuff. But if you are the queen of cancel culture, the hypocrisy is interesting.
I don't know why it's been allowed, because apparently there have been no adults in the room. So I challenged myself now. I can't go back for Brittany, but I challenged myself now to be the adult in the room and to speak out and to say this is unacceptable. We're not talking about bullying. We're not talking about cancel culture. What I'm calling for is accountability culture. I'm calling for consequence culture. I'm calling for a time where it's no longer acceptable to just be an A-list celebrity and be allowed to get away with everything. For too long, being a celebrity has meant never having to say you're sorry.
Yeah, that was a time that was quite normal. And I think the cancel culture actually gave many celebrities to power to kind of guide the world and say whatever they want and everything, until this COVID situation, when we realize when we are having an interesting lifestyle that changes by law, they can do whatever they want, like restaurants are getting closed, but on the other side, they're shooting movies and everything that some people say they don't really follow the guidelines. I'm not sure. But a lot of people see the hypocrisy when they made that beautiful song,
Imagine there's no heaven.
You can feel it, like they share our pain. Oh my God. I just find it repugnant. The fact that you say to somebody, I hope you get buried or something under the earth, is as if, I know you don't exist, but I feel better knowing that by any chance nothing reminds me of you. It's like, it's a very unique disgust. And I think certain people in certain power, if it's true that all these followers are following her so bad, I think she should have a specific consequence, like, hey, do not DM people with those interesting things. And if she's such a bad example, yes, you have to be cancelled for it.
Because it's Chrissy Teigen, and she's married to John Legend, and they're a part of Woketopia. And apparently, people that are in Hollywood are allowed to be disgusting, deranged individuals and never get called out on it because the press just says, it doesn't matter, it's cute, it's funny.
I don't like cancel culture, but you are an important person responsible for a bunch of kids. Some people might say, yeah, but kids have to be careful. Well, if you don't want to correct her, then all these other simple stuff like people being anti-gay and all those stuff that might be horrible for others, you cannot pick and choose. You either are gangster with everybody or you're not gangster at all. But if she's the queen of being gangster with everybody, right? Hey, if she says something too gangster, call her out. Don't give a pass to some and then cancel others for the same thing. It doesn't make any sense. If Trump would said, kill yourself, you know how bad it was? But no, Joe Biden just says, well, I'm going to drive the car over you. And everybody laughs about it. Hee ha ha. It's so weird. It's so weird. And I think most people are tired of the hypocrisy. Do you agree? Let me know, because I hope nobody tells me to kill myself. But I'm surprised some people in their reality, they hope some people die. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's bad? Should she get cancelled? Should she get super cancelled? Should people DM her to kill herself? Let me know. I think that's it for now. Have a nice day. Peace.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Buta fire na mi blonde, kush hash, purple skunk, criollo, colombici, jam, turloqueta, verdeta, welcome.